So being a supervisor is not an easy task when you have a bunch of children that you have to supervise, and I'm not talking about the recruits. I'm talking about the fellow cadre here. Personally challenging each other to a 40 that they thought they could run the same speed 10 years ago, but they can't still do it 10 years later. So crushing hopes and dreams still every day. Run. All right. Do they redshirt people in high school? Hey.
The timer's ready.
Yeah,
Timer's ready.
Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone.
Are you ready to go today?
Yes, sir! Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back.
North Las Vegas has one of the hardest academies. This is nothing.
You are North Las Vegas recruits. You lift your chin high.
If you don't give it your all while you're on the training ground or while you're out there fighting a fire, somebody could die. Do you understand?
Yes, sir!
Finishing up the tail end of week 6 today. We just got done on the training grounds. We're working on VEIS, vent, enter, isolate, and search today. Working on some scenarios of locating down victims in certain buildings and rooms, isolating the rooms and extricating the victim out of the room. We're also working on some roof cutting with some of the chainsaws. That was our first time doing that, so that was a lot of fun to get some hands-on experience, doing some turnout drills, SCBA drills, just dialing those in for the MSCs. I was lucky enough to be the class leader this week, found out coming in Monday morning, and I was really excited to be able to get a chance to lead from a new position in the academy for this week. 6 weeks in, having the opportunity to build these relationships with everyone in the academy and then get a chance to kind of see how I would lead this week and we would all work as a team in a cohesive unit, and I think it's gone very well.
So today we're having the recruits do VEIS, which stands for vent, enter, isolate, and search. So this is going to be something that we're going to use when we get reports of a victim trapped in a bedroom or an isolated room. Instead of going to the fire, we're going to immediately go into a search mode. We're going to throw ladders if needed on a second or third story, enter through the window. When we break that window, we're going to vent the smoke and heat out. Then we're going to enter through it, the isolation port of it. We're going to find the door and shut the door to isolate that room from any superheated gases, smoke, or fire. And then we're going to perform the search, which is get that victim out of the window and out of the IDLH.
We are now in week 7 of the academy. You guys should all have a general basic understanding of what goals and what we've been looking for throughout this entire academy, yes?
Yes, sir.
As we move through, I told you that you're going to be held to a higher standard. Once you start to understand the process and understand the requirements of this academy and this department, you are going to be held to that standard. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I told you every Monday seems to always be the Monday blues. We're going to change that, yes?
Yes, sir.
Everyone's dialed in this morning, yes?
Yes, sir.
Everyone's ready to work?
Yes, sir.
As we progress, we're starting to do more skills. And with those skills, we're going to start putting them together. We're going to start bringing in skills together and running scenarios. I want you guys to pay attention when you're out there and doing these skills. Don't forget how you did them, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a lot of detail that we've taught you already in the basic skills, but we've taught you them where you guys are focusing just on that individual skill. You guys need to learn to think outside the box. I told you guys that from the beginning. So when we give you a task or give you an assignment, think about what it is that you're accomplishing. Think about the best way that you can accomplish it. So if we tell you to go put out a fire on the second floor of the burn box, I want you to think about what hose you need to pull, what size line you need, what tools and equipment that you need. Do you need a ladder to get there? Do you need forcible entry tools? This is when you start thinking. This is when you start progressing. Because this is the part of the academy where we start to determine whether or not you can think for yourself and whether or not you can perform on the fire ground and on the real world. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions about today?
No, sir.
We have Captain Reynoso coming in to speak to you this morning. He's going to be going over fire dynamics and flow path. I've got a big passion for flow path, all right? The science is behind it. It teaches us a lot about what we do. It also teaches us how to stay alive when we fight these fires. So I want you guys really to pay attention today in there. This is good information, and we're gonna go over this more in detail. When we start to do live fire burns and fire behavior, you're gonna start to understand the stuff that he teaches you today. So pay attention to that, because this is the future of firefighting when we move forward. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So today's workout is going to be kind of a modification of the workout that you guys have already done, all right? It's going to be 15 burpees. It'll be 15 push-ups, 15 air squats. After you complete the 15 reps of each movement, then you're going to take off for a run. You'll come back and you'll do 14 reps of each movement. Take off for a run, 13 reps of each movement, and so on, all right? So, all the way down to 1. Go! Make sure you're going 90 degrees on those squats.
Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option.
How many weeks have we been getting on you guys about your reps and doing good quality reps?
7 weeks, sir.
7 weeks, right? And yet your reps are still terrible. We're being filmed right now, and every single one of your reps is embarrassing. Right now, you're wearing our department shirt, right? Everything you're doing right now is representing us. And I'm embarrassed by how it's being done. You guys need to pick up your reps, or we're just gonna keep going all day. We're restarting from 15 and heading back down, all right? Do good reps, or we'll just stay out here. Fix it.
Exhausted, this passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
I had to switch up the flow, show you the way that it go. God is good, but this life is hard. But it gets better when you grind it small. I'm just really trying to leave a mark. We tired of being who they say we are. That's the baton, we gon' take it far. I was the one, we don't fake it all.
Over the last 2 weeks, we have lost 2 more recruits. We had 2 non-confirmations, which is part of the process as we move on. Again, some people are just not ready for moving on in the process at this time, but that may be something that they'll be better at as they have more time off and are able to practice the skills and get better prepared for PT going forwards, and something that we'd like to reconsider people in the future if they're doing all the right things. Today, Captain Reynoso is going to be going over flow path and fire dynamics. Part of that process will be going out in the afternoon and using what's called doll houses, where we actually simulate what fire behavior looks like, what smoke looks like, and we can actually simulate flashover situations in these dollhouse demonstrations, and that's something that you're going to see later in this video. It's a really good opportunity for the recruits before they actually get into a live fire situation and we start practicing it in our burn boxes, so they understand the importance of why we can do door control and why we manage the flow path of oxygen into a home to prevent further damage and actually create a safer environment.
Firefighter behavior fire behavior 101. Who can read that quote for me? I'm going to have to science the shit out of this by Mark Watney. Who's Mark Watney?
Is it from the movie?
It's a movie, you're right.
Martian.
The Martian, Matt Damon. Did you guys ever watch that movie with Martian, Matt Damon?
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah, I
was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true stock trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze cut, freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares. A ball big sky high. Check the movement is here. Yeah. It's one heart, one shot. Now the future is yours. Go.
So my floor was closed off up here, right? I got my floor, I got everything burning down here.
Excuse me.
All right, watch.
Oh, that's barrel.
So does that, what does the velocity of that smoke look like?
Violent.
Right? See how quickly that's lighting off? All right, Tommy, shut that door. Let's see what happens now. So now is that upper bedroom starving for oxygen?
Yes.
It is.
Alice, what was your first SOG to study?
The first SOG to study was the air management cert.
Air management 2.0 point what?
1.2.
And what is a lunar?
Lunar report is location, your unit, your assignment, your name, and the resources needed to get you out.
Assignment, what else goes with assignment?
Air, sir.
Air. Air management, that's important too. If I say Mayday, Mayday, Mayday on the radio, what do I want?
Sir, you want the IC to acknowledge that you requested a Mayday, and if you don't get acknowledgement, you keep repeating Mayday, Mayday, Mayday every 15 seconds until you hear acknowledgement from IC.
Right.
To see who kills themselves on the first couple rounds. I'm sure he will too.
He's like amped up for the skill, but then when he goes to do the skill, like he's just so like spastic and just can't like flow through it, and then he forgets something and he has to come back, and it's like, dude,
yeah,
just
I always drop like highway patrol comments. When he was like,
yep.
Shouldn't we like lower them down like on a rope, to make sure like they don't get injured? I said, what did they teach you in an officer involved shooting? I said, do they teach you to drag and return fire? He goes, yeah. I said, drag and return fire. I was like, get him out. I don't care what happens to him. He's in a burning building.
Who's the class clown?
Tyler tries to be.
Tyler tries to be.
I don't know what Tyler tries to be.
I don't know if there's really. I haven't really picked one out yet. Garcia's definitely the class motivator.
They're all pretty attentive for like the most part. Yeah, it's a different.
Which firefighter do you want on your crew, if you could pick?
Of them?
Yeah.
You're not getting him.
You're not getting him.
You're not getting him.
So this seems to be a general.
We'll have a private conversation.
A 45-minute bottle, normally if you're working, will last you maybe 20 to 25 minutes, and that's it. But when it comes to conserving air, when you're conserving air based on your activity level 2, it does make that bottle last. So even when your vibration alert stops, the vibrations on your regulator stop, if you're just sitting there and not doing anything else, you could make that bottle last for a good amount of time. So you did this whole exercise without even really breathing that hard. But get comfortable with connections, get comfortable with buddy breathers, because when you need to do it is when you're stressed out, you're amped up, and get used to gross motor functions. Like using one hand to grab something if you need to, understanding how something feels, because a lot of times you might not be able to get the chance to take your glove off if it's in a situation where, ooh, it's too hot to touch, or whatever it might be. So get comfortable with those skills and just using it, unplugging it, or connecting it. And you guys will do more of it when we do search trainings at the Old City Hall as well as here.
So we're in the middle of week 7 currently, and this week so far we've gone over different search and rescue tactics. We've learned a lot about the RIT pack and how to conduct a search and rescue. We've been learning how to connect our buddy breathers, use our UAC to be able to help a downed firefighter and be able to bring them out into safety. Today we are going to be going to the old City Hall to further learn more about search and rescue and possibly do more blinded search and rescues in a building that we have never seen before, similar to being in a house that we've never been in before.
Being a supervisor is not an easy task when you have a bunch of children that you have to supervise, and I'm not talking about the recruits. I'm talking about the fellow cadre here. Personally challenging each other to a 40 that they thought they could run the same speed 10 years ago, but they can't still do it 10 years later. So, crushing hopes and dreams still every day. Anything at the expected pace.
120, right?
Yeah. 482. Yeah, 474.
482.
474.
Coming for you, Velton.
Yeah, I think the measurement was off by about 20 yards.
Huh?
Yeah, that's fine. So the goal of this round is a little bit different, all right? So the idea is like we talked about, like getting to the victim as quickly as possible, right? So we kind of went through the steps last time, but they were definitely a slower process. So I want to see you guys, same drill, I want to see you guys move faster to get to that victim to see what changes in that victim's condition from where he started out to when you got to him, and then compare it to your last drill, all right? All right, so work as a team, coordinate, communicate. Yep, we're gonna put the shields and everything on you too. All right.
Shoot, move, communicate, right?
Yes, sir.
All
Stay right here. Catch your breath. Stay right here. I want to see if they come back for you. Come on. All right, go ahead.
So the reason we put you guys through another drill is because your drill was a little bit different, the initial one. When Chief came today, he added like an additional element to it. So part of that was like I wanted you guys to get that element as well, because I like you guys to all experience the same thing. Can you hear me, Lorman, all right? Okay. So we wanted you guys to manage under stress, right? So we wanted you guys to manage, like, if something happened to your air bottle, if there was a problem with your cylinder, how you would manage that situation, all right? The other part of it was because we wanted to see like how much faster you guys could move on another evolution. Because you guys were the first group to go, we figured we'd put you guys back through again, all right? So you guys moved a lot quicker back through. I thought for the most part, like your communication improved from the first one. But this one was a little bit more stressful, right? Because the hose line was twisted up a lot more, right? There was a lot of other barriers and stuff that you had to overcome when you went through there, right?
Yes, sir.
But as that stress level started to rise, and you guys had to try to figure out your way out of those elements, right? Communication starts to break down a little bit, right? Right? Because everyone's trying to figure out how to get out. Everyone's a bit confused, and then now everyone's getting turned around, right? So you guys, so the second evolution that Group 1 went through today, the idea was not for them to actually pass that evolution successfully. It was to create a stressful environment with numerous obstacles and see how they communicated as a team and if they could maintain their team integrity. And throughout the course of that drill, they had good parts of it and they had parts of it that they need to work on, but at the end of the day, they were able to work out the situation and get themselves out of the building. But like I told them, these are all tools for the toolbox. The things that we fail on are the things that we never forget, and those are the things that we'll remember to use the next time we are in that type of situation.
Today's workout, you guys are going to be in full PPE, including your bunker pants. It's going to be the first time that you guys are doing it in full PPE, okay? You guys will be going until your mask sucks to your face. Everybody knows what that feeling is like now, correct?
Yes, sir.
So once everybody is done with air, then that's when you guys will be allowed to remove your mask, okay?
Yes, sir.
So if you guys run out of air, just DC your regulator, go ahead and clip it back in your harness, and we'll go ahead and keep the evolution going, all right?
Yes, sir.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We're still at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot still trying to flip it out the stove. Rocking fake J's, praying that nobody knows. Watching take my dog away was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home.
All right, so today was your guys' first time doing it in full turnouts, right?
Yes, sir.
So a little bit different, correct?
Yes, sir.
So your body's retaining more heat because you had your pants on, so that way your body's not releasing as much heat, as well as your mobility's gone, and etc., right?
Yes, sir.
So now you guys have kind of seen, you guys got to do some training yesterday in full gear as well, but now you guys have actually worked out in full gear, all right? So we kind of talked about it before the workout started. We were going to base it off certain evolutions towards your guys' effort and etc. Some were just based strictly off time. So that's something you guys might start to see a little bit more, so that way we know you guys are always giving 100%, all right? Because if somebody's dogging it, I'm probably going to base it off them, so that way the rest of you guys are going to suffer and you guys can handle that internally, all right? So just expect that kind of stuff more, okay? Because we want to see you guys give that effort. The average person today was roughly around 20 minutes, as we just were talking about, and that was completely to suck your mask to your face, all right? The fastest Viber alert was around 12 minutes, and the first person off air was around 14, 15 minutes, okay? Longest was Recruit Hernandez at about 24 minutes to suck to his face, all right? So now you guys can see the first time we did this, Recruit Pad Thai went the longest, about 22 minutes, with not having full gear on, okay? Some of the best ways to learn, guys, and I'm sure some of you know this already, is to teach, right? To walk another recruit through the skill and see if you miss anything, because all of you guys are pretty much at the same level. Some might have a little bit more experience, but if Cruz starts walking somebody through this skill, and Hernandez is one that he's teaching, Hernandez, when he's done, he could be like, hey man, you missed this, this, and this, but it's also re-emphasizing what Cruz knows, right? And that's just an example. I'm not saying that they did anything wrong yesterday, but teach each other as well, okay? It's the same thing like how we did last week with EMS. We had you guys come up here and teach the class, right? It's a little bit more nerve-wracking teaching your peers, absolutely. But it also puts you guys in a mindset of, hey, I actually have to test myself and see how much knowledge I know, because I'm teaching my classmates as well, and I want to teach them the right way, all right? So make sure you guys take full advantage of that in the future, okay? Like I said, some people did a phenomenal job. Some people were a little bit slacking off, all right? So just take advantage of that in the future, all right?
Yes, sir.
Something else I want to talk to you guys out, just because we're still waiting for RTO Paliku, and I don't know if you guys have put any thought of it, just because this is something that takes a little bit of time, and this is a little more relaxed subject, is we're on week 7 of 20, right? So I don't know if you guys have started to put any thought into it. I'm not saying put any names or anything on it yet, just in case some more stuff happens, but my suggestion is start thinking about a class plaque, okay? Depending on what you're doing, whether you're doing metal work, custom flat, I don't know what you guys want to do. It's 100% up to you guys what you do. But some class can take up to 5+ weeks. So my suggestion is start thinking about something now. Okay, whether you guys are gonna put each other's names on it, whatever you guys wanna do, that's 100% up to you guys, all right? So the other thing I'd like to see from you guys here, probably in the next week or so, and us as RTOs have talked about it, if you guys have a class name or motto that you guys would like, yeah? So you guys can start thinking about something. Jimenez is smirking, you got something already?
I said, we're just messing around, but we were thinking stupid easy.
All right. We'll have to run that one by everyone else, but definitely made me laugh, so thanks, guys.
That's why they don't get that IV sometimes, because they're holding it so awkward, and then when they go and poke the skin, then when they try and, yes, you're poking this way, but then when you poke, you're also kind of coming down a little bit too. It's very subtle, like you can kind of barely notice it. I don't know if you noticed it when I did it too. But again, you're not going like this and then you keep going this direction. You're going in and kind of very subtly coming back up.
So as a former highway patrol, what's the reason why you never give firefighters breaks with speeding tickets where every other cop does?
No, sorry.
Let's go. Why?
Our department is one of the best to give breaks for first responders or anybody that's.
Yeah, I've never gotten a break.
I've never gotten a break either.
That's it's a courtesy to our fellow brothers and sisters out there, so I don't know. I don't know I've never seen it. So I've never seen it.
There you go. Make sure you tape it up. Show us how you tape it.
I can taste it, dude. That's weird. Hey, I feel okay right now. Usually when I'm about to get this done, it's in a very scary doctor's office environment. Here with the other recruits though, my good friend Hurley. Hopefully he does a good job.
As the patient, you do not choose your site.
How come you don't want to look at the camera and tell the audience what
whatever you want.
What you're feeling right now?
I feel fine because if I acknowledge the anxiety, then it's real. Bro, I'm not nervous at all. Okay. Dude, I'm already. I'm good.
Oh god. We're getting 2 camera angles on this one.
Please, go Instagram style.
Okay.
You got a prep?
Can I lay down?
No, you can't lay down. Oh my god.
Hurley's good, bro. I trust Hurley. Hurley's my guy.
Just don't look.
Alright, put the thing on. Oh crap. Please don't mess this up.
Hey, if he messes up, he's only got to do it again.
Bro, someone talk to me regularly. You got it? Use the 20. Use the 20. Use the 20. Alright.
Remember, don't move. It makes it worse.
Just don't look. Bro, hold on. Just go, bro.
That's fine. Go closer.
Did you take it out? Bro, please.
Talk to him. Let him know what you're doing.
Almost done.
Hey, Tyler.
So we're finishing up week 7 today. We're down to 19 recruits at this time. We did lose one today, non-confirmation due to demerits, so we are down to 19. This recruit did show some improvement, but too little too late, unfortunately. So hopefully he goes out, makes those corrections, comes back successful. So see us next week. Make sure to smash that like button.